Nes I chi i Seremoni Wobrwyo Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025. Good evening and welcome to the 2025 Wales Book of the Year Award Ceremony. Rydym ni ar fi'n dechrau. The ceremony is about to begin. Rhowch groeso cynnes I, please give a warm welcome to our host this evening, Cardiff.
Noswaith dda, diolch yn fawr. Well, it's hot, isn't it? Oh, mae'n dwym. Oh, mae'n dwym ydy fi. Conan yn barod. Oh, I woke up this morning and I looked at the window. The glaw, oedd hi'n oered, it was wintry and all this rain and wind. And I thought it would be a great idea to put on my heavy pink velvet sequined dress. And I got here and immediately regretted my great wall of insulation. But hey, it looks good. And let's face it, people love to judge a book by its cover. So croeso I chi gyd, a warm welcome to you all to this ceremony. Seremoni Wobrwyo Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025. Yma yn Theatr Sherman am y tro cynta. It's fantastic to be here at the Sherman on this important night in the literary calendar. Un o uchafbwyntiau'r flwyddyn I Llenyddiaeth Cymru, where we celebrate the fantastic writers shortlisted for the 2025 Wales Book of the Year Awards. Yes, whoop. Croeso hefyd i'r rheini sy'n tiwnio I fewn dros y we. Huge welcome to you, the virtual audiences who are tuning in to join the celebration from across Wales and beyond. Diolch to cyfryngau buffoon media and for the live streaming and for everybody here for coming here this evening. Before we begin the exciting part, I'd like to remind you that there is translation equipment available for you all and to give you an opportunity to check that your devices are actually working. Felly fi mynd I siarad Cymraeg am spelfach nes bod fi'n gweld ambell I fawd I fyny gyda pobl sy'n cael y cyfieithu. Ydy'r cyfieithu'n dod trwyddo I chi gyd? Ydy'ch bodiau chi fyny? Ydw e'n gweithio? Great, fantastic. I'll be weaving in between both Welsh and English throughout the evening, but you may need to use the translation services for the Welsh language adjudications and acceptance speeches. If you have any trouble with your device or you haven't picked up a set yet, please just put your hand up and let a member of our staff know. Right, so now we have Catherine McShane. She is here this evening. Here she is. She's marvellous. Round of applause for Catherine McShane. To provide the BSL interpretation. Diolch yn fawr, Catherine. Mae noson cyffroes iawn o'n blaenau ni. Chi wedi cael cwbl o wynoedd yn barod. Fantastic. Tonight we are celebrating another fantastic year for our legendary literary culture here in Wales. Mae Llyfr y Flwyddyn yn wobr flynyddol sy'n cael ei chynnal gan Llenyddiaeth Cymru I ddathlu llenorion talentog Cymru. The Wales Book of the Year Award is an annual prize organised by Literature Wales, celebrating outstanding Welsh literary talent. Dyma gyfle arbennig I ni gael cyd-ddathlu gwaith yr awduron sydd wedi cyrraedd y rhestr fer eleni ac wrth gwrs I glywed pa lyfrau fydd ymlaen I gipio'r gwobrau. This is an opportunity for us all to celebrate the brilliant work of those writers on the shortlist and to hear which books will take home this year's prestigious awards. Heno bydd y beirniad yn ein tywys trwy y categoriau canlynol. Ffeithiol greadigol, plant a phobl ifanc, ffuglen a barddoniaeth, gan gyhoeddi pa lyfrau sy'n cyrraedd y brig ym mhob un. Tonight, the judges will lead us through each category, revealing the winners in both English and Welsh. And the categories are creative non-fiction, children and young people, fiction and poetry. Fiction, sorry, and poetry. Whoops. Wedi hynny, mi byddwn yn clywed pa lyfrau sydd wedi cipio dychymyg y darllenwyr wrth i ni gyhoeddi enillwyr gwobr barn y bobl golwg 360 a People's Choice Award Nation Cymru. Later, we will hear which books have impressed the readers as we announce the winners of the Nation Cymru People's Choice Award and golwg 360. Ni'n gweud hwnna? Golwg 360. Yni? Nagin. Golwg 360, diolch yn fawr. And the opinion of the People's Prize. Byddwn yn cloi gyda'r newyddion mawr, sef pwy sy'n ennill y prif wobrau yn Gymraeg ac yn Saesneg, ac yn hawlio'r teitl Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025, sydd wedi noddi gan Ysgol y Gymraeg ac Ysgol Saesneg, Cyfathrebu ac Athroniaeth, Prifysgol Caerdydd. We will then find out which book has been selected by the judges as the 2025 Wales Book of the Year. Each year, a new independent judging panel is appointed. These individuals spend many months reading, debating, deliberating, and making very, very difficult decisions. Y beiriad Cymraeg eleni, the Welsh language judges this year are Gwenllian Ellis, awdur o Bwllheli, an author from Pwllheli, ac enillydd gwobr barn y bobl yn 2023. She was the winner of the 2023 People's Choice Award. Hefyd ar y panel, also on the panel, is author and translator Hamad Rind, awdur a chyfieithydd sydd wedi cyrraedd rhestr fer Dysgwr y Flwyddyn eleni. Hamad was recently shortlisted for Welsh Learner of the Year. Yes, well. Joining Gwenllian and Hamad is Menna Elfyn, a bardd, athro a'r dramodydd ar Obryn. Menna is a multi-award-winning poet and playwright and professor of poetry. Hefyd yn ymuno a'r beirniad, also joining the judges, y mae Dr Miriam Elin Jones, darlithydd, dramodydd a phennaeth Ysgol Gymraeg, Prifysgol Abertawe. As well as being a playwright and lecturer, Dr Miriam Elin Jones heads the Welsh department at Swansea University. This year's English language judging panel are author, journalist and publisher Ned Thomas, award-winning author of books for young people and the first writer to be Children's Laureate Wales, Eloise Williams, performer, facilitator and writer Jason Camilleri, ac I gwblhau'r ddau banel anhygoel yma, and to complete these wonderful panels, the award-winning American writer and journalist Carol Burns. Am Grew. What a gang! Ac mae'n gymaint o bleser I fod yng nghwmni beirniad mor hynod yma heno, a diolch o galon I chi gyd am eich gwaith caled iawn dros y misoedd diwethaf, yn darllen, dewis ac yn dethol. Please join me in thanking our fantastic judges for their really hard work. Diolch yn fawr I chi gyd am eich holl waith. Ond, but. Fi'n ddwyieithog. Cyn I ni ddechrau datgeulu'r enillwyr, before we move on to reveal the winners, we have a surprise and a real treat in store for everybody. I ddathlu camp Tîm Pêl-droed Merched Cymru yn cyrraedd yr Euros eleni, ei twrnament mawr cyntaf, fe wnaeth Llenyddiaeth Cymru gomisiynu bardd I ddilyn a dathlu ei taith. Wales has been formidably football mad over the past couple of weeks, and rightly so. And so to celebrate Cymru reaching the UEFA Women's Euros, their first major tournament, Literature Wales commissioned a poet to celebrate and document the team's campaign. Sarah McGreedy is the poet who was given this very important and completely joyous task. Ni'n ddiolchgar iawn I Llywodraeth Cymru am ariannu'r project. We're incredibly grateful to the Welsh Government for funding this project through their Euros Partner Support Fund and to Football Association Wales for their help in making it happen. Having just returned from a very busy few weeks with the team, Sarah is here with us tonight to perform one of the many poems she wrote about the experience. Felly, fyna ni ar daith yn ôl i'r Swistir to take us back to Switzerland, and if you happen to have a bucket hat ready, pop it on. It won't quite go with this. Rhowch groeso cynnes i'r llwyfan I Sarah McGrady.
Cymru v the Netherlands, July 5th, 2025. We walk to the game together and I could cry. I think about how this is for our women's football. I think about how we deserve this. We walk, or rather, we are carried by song through these Swiss streets. Bucket hats, flowers in a field, side by side, step by step. Sun on the back of our necks, goosebumps on the back of our necks. We sing, oh how we sing. Calon Lan, in perfect harmony, wraps around the Lucerne mountains and makes them ours. Well-wishers wave from windows where their bed sheets are drying in the heat. They yell, Wales, a new brick in the red wall. Rydyn ni daily, a chorus of cork, gwerth, melon. We arrive at the ground. Wales has arrived. Game in. Our anthem, heard for the first time on such a stage in dedication of women in red. Our song, caught in our throats for years, now swells in this stadium. Tears. There is relief here. There is pride. There is us. The whistle blows, but we have already won. In Dutch, it's schitterend de pont, welke timing. Beautiful goal, terrible timing. But we fought. Oh, how we fought. The whistle blows. Ymlaen Cymru. We walk back together, singing to a night, ours still. Diolch yn fawr.
Diolch yn fawr iawn I ti, Sarah. Thank you so much. Am ffordd I ddechrau'r dathlu. What a way to kick off this evening's celebrations. Reit I chi'n barod. Are you ready? Ydych chi? Diolch yn fawr. Y categori cyntaf heno yw ffeithiol greadigol. Tonight's first category is the Welsh Language Creative Non-Fiction Award, a bant ar cart. Hyfryd yw medru croesawu beirniad cyntaf y noson i'r llwyfan. Rhowch groeso mawr iawn I Gwen Llian Ellis.
Diolch yn fawr iawn am y cyfle I feirniadu eleni. Mae hi wir wedi bod yn fraint. Roedd hi'n benderfyniad andros o hawdd cytuno ar rhestr fer y categori ffeithiol greadigol, am fod safon y dair cyfrol yma mor uchel ar dair yn heiddi cydnabyddiaeth. Roedd y beirniad I gyd yn gytun fod y rhestr fer yma gyda'r cryfa sydd wedi bod dros y blynyddoedd ola. Tair hunangofiant sydd yma, fod na themau tebyg yn cael eu harchwilio, iechyd meddwl, gorbryder, hunangariad, ac yn trafod y profiad o fod yn ferch yn y byd yn fwy cyffredinol, mae'r arddulliau'n wahanol, yr hyn sy'n cael ei dweud, a'r ffordd maen nhw'n cael ei ysgrifennu yn taro tant am amryw reswm. Dechreuwn ni efo Casglu Llwch gan Georgia Ruth, a gyhoeddwyd gan y Lolfa. Casgliad o fyfyrdodau personol wedi hysgrifennu am gyfnod specifig y mywyd Georgia. Llyfr cynnil telenegol sy'n llawn hiwmor tawel ac yn gweld yr awdur yn edrych ar fyd natur o flodau i ffosiliau wrth iddi rannu atgofion a chanfyddiadau a cheisio gwneud synwyd o'r byd a'i bethau. Trow nesaf at camu gan Iola Ynyr a gyhoeddwyd gan y Lolfa. Cyfrol greadigol grefftus sy'n dilyn taith yr awdur drwy ei bywyd. Mae ganddi hi feistrolaeth dros yr iaith ac mae'r deud yn ysgytwol. Mae Iola yn dinoethi hun yn llwyr wrth drafod ei dibyniaeth alcohol, ond mae o'n daith atwellhad ac yn neges i ni gyd dim ots faint oed yda ni i weld gwerth yn hyn. Fod na dwllwch, fod na dristwch, mae na dynerwch a cariad yn bodoli rhwng y cloria. Ac wedyn oedolyn ish gan Melanie Owen a gyhoeddwyd hefyd gan y Lolfa. Mae Melanie yn deud hanes i bywyd drwy sôn am y gwersi mae hi wedi ddysgu. A fel fysa chi'n disgwyl gan Melanie, mae o'n andros o ddoniol. Oes, mae yna hiwmor drwy'r llyfr, ond mae o hefyd yn cyffwrdd mewn pethau anodd, a mae'r ffordd mae hi'n ysgrifennu am hil a'i phrofiadau fod yn ferch frown yn tyfu fyny yng Ngorllewin Cymru yn rhywbeth ffres iawn yn yr iaith Gymraeg. Llongyfarchiadau mawr i'r dair am ysgrifennu cyfrola mor wych, a diolch i'r golygyddion a'r gweis am ei gwaith wrth ddod â'r cyfrola pwysig ofnadwy yma i'n dwylo. Dwi'n annog pawb i fynd ati i'w darllen. Felly, mae'n fraint gen i gyhoeddi, mae enillydd y categori ffeithiol greadigol yng nghystadleuaeth Llyfr y Flwyddyn eleni ydy Camu gan Iola Ynyr y Lolfa.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, a fel udodd Melanie gyntaf, mae hwn i'r merched. A mae yna dair ohono ni di wneud y wych, a dwi'n teimlo'n rhydedd mawr. So licio diolch i Margaret Tudur am fod yn olygydd tyner, cadarn, a hi nath yn ysbrydoli i sgwennu achos do'n i'n meddwl bod gynna i'n byd i ddeud. A dwi'n meddwl bod yna gymaint ohona ni ddim yn deud yn stori, a dwi'n meddwl bod yna ddawn ym mhawb i rannu, mae yna rhywbeth gan bawb i rannu. Dwi eisiau diolch hefyd i Non sydd yma efo fi, sydd wedi camu drwy y mywyd i o ers fi fod yn 7 oed, a di gweld y gorau yna i pan o'n i'm yn gweld dim byd. Ond dwi eisiau diolch i mam a dad am ddysgu fi bod llyfrau yn ffynhonnell i weld y byd efo gobaith. A dyna ni, diolch yn fawr iawn.
Llongyfarchiadau anferth i Iola Ynyr am gipio gwobr cyntaf y noson, ac hefyd i gyhoeddwyr camu, sef gwasg y Lolfa. Many, many congratulations to Iola. It's now time to hear from the first judge from the English language judging panel. Introducing the Creative Non-Fiction Award, sponsored by Hadio, is Ned Thomas. Let's give him a warm welcome to the stage.
Wel, noswaith dda i bawb. Good evening all. Mae'n bleser mawr cael bod mae'r cwmni chi heno. Creative non-fiction. It's a catch-all category, and it brought us a large haul of biography, personal memoir, social and literary history, the environment, politics, music, travel writing. Our completely impossible task was in the first place to produce a shortlist of 3, and here are 3 in alphabetical order. There were other remarkable books, but these are our very remarkable 3 books on the shortlist. In alphabetical order of the authors: Carwyn Graves, Tir, The Story of the Welsh Landscape. Our landscape in Wales was once more various, more abundant than what we see today, a patchwork of orchards, hedgerows, meadows, woodlands, whole ecosystems were embedded in the culture of the people who worked the land and the very language that they used. This is the pattern Graves rescues from oblivion or near oblivion without romanticizing, so that we may learn from it. He writes both as an insider and as a fully equipped environmentalist, involved in debates about land use and rewilding. He brings the people of the land into those discussions, and that is what makes the book urgently topical. Next, Gwyneth Lewis, Nightshade Mother, A Disentangling. This is an absolutely unflinching account, realized in fine-grained detail, of a toxic mother-daughter relationship with roots in an earlier generation. It's a dialogue between the adult's sophisticated, intellectual and literary self and the emotional raw material of her childhood, which has remarkably been preserved in her own written records from that time. And the whole is inexorably bound up with the 2 languages of her background and of her writing. It's driven by the need to understand, maybe to forgive, and to free the strangled roots of her own creativity. And thirdly, Sophie Yu, Nature's Ghosts, The World We Lost and How to Bring It Back. Starting from relatively recent discoveries by archaeologists and botanists, this book helps us populate what we had thought of as prehistory. We are led to question assumptions about there once being a pristine nature untouched by human beings, and about what conservation might mean. We move from Wales and England and Scotland to Transylvania, Finnish Karelia, in search of knowledge, but also of the living experience of people there that might help human beings achieve a better balance with our environment while moving over just enough to save some other species from extinction. So the book extends our knowledge, but at the same time, it expands our imagination. So now I have to announce the winner of the creative non-fiction category, which is sponsored by Hadio. And the winner is Gwyneth Lewis for Nightshade Mother.
I would like to thank the judges for obvious reasons. I think this book was harder than any other I've ever written to write. And I would like to greet and congratulate all the fellow writers on this excellent shortlist and on everybody shortlisted tonight for putting their body and soul into their books. Nobody does this lightly and without a cost. So I celebrate and greet everybody's achievements tonight. I want to thank Calon for commissioning the book and for understanding, particularly Abby Heaton and Caleb Woodbridge, who saw the book through. Like I said, it means more than you can, well, perhaps you can imagine what this means. I owe my biggest thanks to the very close friends, they know who they are, who have got me through this period, and for the unwavering support of Leighton, my husband. For a writer, I can't find the words to thank him. Diolch yn fawr I chi.
Llongyfarchiadau, congratulations to you, Gwyneth, and Calon Books. Dyna ni wedi gwobrwyo'r ddau cyntaf heno. Ymlaen â ni nesaf at y categoriau ffuglen. Next up is the Welsh Language Fiction category, sponsored by HSJ Accountants. Braf iawn yw croesawu. Please give a round of applause to our judge, Dr. Miriam Elin Jones.
Noswaith I chi gyd. Diolch o galon yn gyntaf I Lenyddiaeth Cymru am y gwahoddiad I feirniadu'r categori ffuglen a gwobr Llyfr y Flwyddyn eleni. Heb os, bu'n bleser pur pori drwy'r amrywiaeth eang o gyfrolau ddaeth I law. Roedd hi'n sicr yn flwyddyn dda iawn o ran nofelau detectif a chyfrolau ffantasi, fel mae'n digwydd. A mae'n braf dweud bod yna rhywbeth I bawb wedi dod o'n gweis Cymraeg eleni. A da iawn yw nodi a dathlu yma heno bod yna amrywiaeth eang o ffuglen yn cael ei gyhoeddi yn y Gymraeg. Fodd bynnag, yn gynnar iawn, daeth y tair cyfrol canlynol i'r brig fel ser y gystadleuaeth. Yn gyntaf, nofel Madws gan Sioned Wyn Roberts a gyhoeddwyd gan Wasg y Bwthyn. Roedd diwyg trawiadol y clawr a'r tudarlennau amryliw yn arwydd glir o'r hyn oedd I fod. Stori hudolus, llawn dychymyg, yn dilyn taith Martha, yn cael ei harwain gan Madws ceidwad amser, yn yr 11 diwrnod rhwng newid calendrau yn 1752, I anwn I ddysgu crefft apothecary a newid ei bywyd am byth. Ond wrth gwrs, mae pris mawr i'w dalu o chwarae gydag amser. Yn ail, fe'n cyfareddwyd fel beirniaid gan geinder a iaith goeth Nelan a Bo gan Angharad Price a gyhoeddwyd gan Wasg y Lolfa. Poen i'n wreiddiol am gynnwys 2 nofel o gofnodau hanesyddol eitha tebyg ar y rhestr fer, teimlwyd bod y darlun teimladwy ac anromantaidd y nofel hon o dlodi a chaledu'r cyfnod dan sylw yn aros yn y cof. Nofel am ffydd a chred o bob math a chariad dwfn rhwng cyfeillion yw hon, sy'n taro tant hyd heddiw, serch cael ei lleoli ar droad y 4edd ganrif ar 15. Ac yn olaf ar y rhestr, nofel gwbl wahanol, Fi a Fo gan Gwenno Gwilym a gyhoeddwyd gan Wasg y Bwthyn. Yn fflach o liw llachar o'i chlawr yw naratif a'i heithwedd gyda rhybydd clir bod y nofel yn cynnwys cryn dipyn o Wenglish. Dyma nofel sy'n dilyn blwyddyn y mywyd feda, neu fi yw ffrindiau, a Rob, 2 riant wedi gwahanu, gan fwrw golwg ar ddirywiad ei perthynas, a gweld a chwestiynu a oes gobaith iddynt gymodi ac ailgynnu'r berthynas a fi. Felly wrth ddod ynghyd fel beirniad I drafod, fe wnaeth un o'r nofelau hyn danio'r dychymyg yn fwy na'r gweddill.
Dyma'r nofel sy'n darlunio reality cryn dipyn ohonom. Mae fi fy hun yn un ohonynt, yn byw drwy gyfrwng dwy iaith, yn gyfeillion neu'n gymar i bobl nad ydynt yn rhugl yn y Gymraeg. Fel beirniaid, roeddem wedi'n syfrdanu gan y weledigaeth bendant a'r cymeriadau byw sy'n aros yn y cof ymhell wedyn i orffen darllen y nofel herfeiddiol arloesol hon. Felly, mae'n bleser mwyaf gallu datgan heno, mae enillydd heiddiannol y categori ffuglen a noddir gan gyfrifwyr HSJ yw fi a fo gan Gwenno Gwilym. Wedi'i chyhoeddi gan Wasg y Bychan.
Diolch yn fawr. Diolch mwyaf i Wasg y Bychan am ei ffydd, i Mari am ei golygu gwych ac am ddallt y nofel o'r cochyn cyntaf, i Fiona am ei marchnata penigamp. A, ia, gyda ni. Diolch yn fawr.
Llongyfarchiadau gwresog i ti Gwenno ac i Wasg y Bychan. Next, we have the English Language Fiction Award, supported by the Rhys Davies Trust. And I'm delighted to welcome Carol Burns to the stage to announce the winner. Croeso mawr i Carol.
Thank you and good evening, and can't beat that dress. The Irish writer Elizabeth Bowen once wrote that a novel must contain at least one character so magnetic that readers feel like they're falling in love. This was true for me in all three of the novels on this year's English language fiction shortlist. With Glass Houses, it was the young working-class forester Gethin, whom Francesca Rees brought so powerfully to life. As well as an agile, curious, observant mind, Geth has a physical presence which made me feel I was inside his body as well as his consciousness, all of which was necessary to make the dramatic act which ends the book so convincing. In Karis Davis's brief and intense novel, Clear, Ivor was the character with whom I became so enraptured. Another agile mind, another intensely physical presence, but of an entirely different kind. Here is an older man who stubbornly stays home on his Scottish island home when it is almost cleared, whose encounter with a minister who literally falls into his life reveals Ivor's innate kindness, his loneliness, and our human desire for connection. I fell in love with Stevie Davis's Magdalena from Earthly Creatures as if she were both a daughter and also a younger self. How much I was rooting for her to find the right path as she navigated the maze of her patriotic devotion to her home country of Germany in 1941, her love of her dissident father, and her own sense of right and wrong. The question Magdalena asks herself throughout the book, I am just one girl, what can one girl do? Points to another reason these novels have been so honored with a place on this shortlist. They all have something to say about how we interact with each other and our world today. In a time fraught with growing political and economic divisions, these novels are worthy of our attention. And now, with true excitement for this intricately crafted, passionate, and remarkable novel, I'd like to announce the winner of the 2025 fiction category, supported by the Rhys Davies Trust, Clear by Karis Davis. A huge congratulations.
much. Amazing. Thank you to Literature Wales and to the judges and to Granta for publishing the novel, to my wonderful editor, as always, Bella Lacey. Thank you also to my husband, Michael, to whom this book is dedicated. Michael died last summer, not long after this book was published, and he was always my first reader and read sort of every chapter as it was coming off the press. Yeah, thinking of him tonight. As you've heard, well, actually, I'll tell you a little bit. Clear is, it grew out of the dictionary of an extinct language that used to be spoken in the far north of Scotland, and at its heart, as well as the other things that Carol talked about, it's about what we lose when a language dies. And I'm not sure I can think of a better place to be than back here in South Wales, celebrating two languages that make it possible for us to describe the world and our struggle and efforts to live in it. Thank you so much.
Llongyfarchiadau mawr iawn I Carys Davies. Congratulations to you, Carys, and to your publishers, Granta. The next category to be awarded is poetry. Rhowch groeso i'r beirniad nesaf. Please give a warm welcome to Menna Elfyn to the stage.
Noswaith dda. Mae'n noson gyfoethog iawn. It's very, very rich evening in poetry and in literature. Barddoniaeth. Licen I ddweud rhywbeth ar y dechrau sydd falle bach yn gynhenllyd. Yn wahanol I wobre Mabolgampau corfforol, gweithgaredd anilus yw'r rhai llynyddol. Ac yn lle'r hen ddywediad mynd o'ch gwobr at eich gwaith, onid gwobr yw'r gwaith, a phob un o'r cyfrolau gyflwynwyd wedi mynd â ni at ffynon ac at ffynhonnell bywyd. Achos gweld yn wahanol yw un o'n nodweddion barddoniaeth, mynnodd un bardd unwaith ddatgan y dylai cerddi gario neges gan y llywodraeth a gall geiriau effeithio o ddifri ar eich calon. Profiad anghyfforddus felly oedd gorfod dethol tair cyfrol I gychwyn o rwsyn, rhywbeth sy'n groes i'r graen achos does dim dewis ffin amser yn bosib I gerddi, yn ara deg y darllenwn hwy nes sydd yn dreiddio ynoch, a dychwelyd atyn nhw hefyd gydag amser. Ond daeth tair cyfrol I'm llaw a wnaeth I mi fynd yn ôl atynt drachefn a thrachefn. Pan ddarllenais o'r Rhyddyn, Sioned Eirin Hughes, roedd yn wedi fy hudo'n llwyr, ynghylch y disgybleth o greu cameo bob dydd am flwyddyn gan wneud gyda'r fath disgleirdeb, barddoniaeth ffrydiadol yw, a wnaeth I mi ryfeddu at y gallu I grynhoi pob diwyrnod gyda geiriau gloiw. Croesodd len ddylliau a gwneud I ni brofi fel y gall barddoniaeth fod yn gerddi pros, yn epigramau, yn ddeialogau, yn fyfyrion dwys, deifio neu ddigri. Yna'r gyfrol pethau sy'n digwydd Siôn Thomas Owen. Yma cawn banorama o gerddi, ar ddawn I ddarlunio yn ategu at y geiriau ysgrifenedig gan gyfleu gorlif bywyd, o deulu I gymuned a'r byd ben baladr. Llwyddodd I gyfleu beth yw perthyn I ardal benodol o Gymru yn dyfodiaeth, yn heipus a'r hempus, yn slic ac yn llafar gan fyny eich ymateb ar ymrantiad. Yn aml, Mae gerddi yn rhoi hergwd i hegemoni y traddodiad barddol gyda llais cryf gogleisiol sy'n llawn tynerwch. Ac yna ola, rhio i distawrwydd hi, Meleri Davies. Cyfrol dyneiach o dipyn uw'n ar ddwy arall o ran tudalennau, ac eto mae'n gyfrol fawr. Un a wnaeth i mi eistedd yn llonydd wedi darllen mewn un eisteddfa. A rhyfeddu at dawn bardd i fynegu profiad mor ddirdynol gan roi llais i orfoledd a galar. Nid o'r galon y daeth y cerddi hyn, ond o'r colydd a thrwy waed galon ymddengys fel un gerdd hir mewn gwirionedd. Wedi darllen hon, sylweddoli na allwn ond cydnabod i heffeth arnaf. O gronfa o deimladau rhoddodd i ni gyfrol sy'n llaw lyfr o'r ffordd y gellu dathlu galar i'n annwyl, a throi'r golled hefyd yn fuddugoliaeth drwy gerddi lleddf a llawen. Mae'r teitl yn dweud y cyfan, rhio i distawrwydd hi, ac felly Meleri Davies i mynd â hi.
A clywed Menna Elfyn yn deud yna yn rhodd, gen i gymaint o barch iddi fel bardd ac fel ymgyrchydd, felly diolch o galon. Dwi eisiau diolch i'r stamp ac i'r golygydd Iestyn Tain. Heb cyhoeddiadau'r stamp, fyswn i ddim wedi cyhoeddi. Dwi yn fy 40 a nhw sydd wedi rhoi hyder i fi ddechrau rhannu fy ngwaith. Diolch o galon iddyn nhw, maen nhw wasg annibynnol, egwyddorol, gen i gymaint o barch iddyn nhw. Dwi eisiau llongyfarch Erin a Siôn, oedd ar y rhestr fer. Mae Siôn wedi rhoi hwn i fi heno. Blodyn, wedi cael ei wneud allan o betala fo llun y gyfrol arni. Siôn, mae yna'n golygu'r byd i fi. Ond yn fwy na'n byd, mae'r gyfrol ma i mam ac i ferched fy mywyd i, yn cynnwys Gweno a Iola. O'n i mor hapus gweld chi'n ennill y wobr heno. Mae hon am ferched tawel yn ffindio ei llais, yn ffindio hunan, a diolch o galon. Diolch.
Llongyfarchiadau anferth i ti Meleri. A huge congratulations. Yn y Saesneg, Jason Camilleri fi'n arwain y categori barddoniaeth. It's time to hear the adjudication for the English language poetry category, and it is a pleasure to welcome Jason Camilleri to the stage to give the panel's thoughts and to introduce the award. Rhowch groeso i Jason.
How are you all doing? I just want to say first, it'd be impossible to talk about poetry without saying how much of a treat it was to see one of my favourite poets up on stage earlier on. Sarah, thank you very much. So I find the real beauty of poetry is that there really are no rules. As once concluded by Erica Jong, there isn't one little gimmick that makes you a poet. There isn't a formula for it. This, however, puts me in mind of an arguably contradictory quote that my daughter made me aware of by the poet Roger Robinson, who said, "You can write anything, but are you writing anything?" And these combined, I would say, is what makes the task of judging a poetry category completely unenviable. It was a task which sent us as judges back and forth many times, because each of the 3 shortlisted collections we feel are worthy winners in their own right. So I'm going to start with Little Universe by Natalie Ann Holbrook. A powerfully cohesive and striking collection which effortlessly conjured incredible imagery to great effect with the turn of every page, stunning use of language throughout, uniquely crafted and shaped to lead the reader through a poignant journey of poetic discovery. Portrait of a Young Girl Falling by Katrina Monet. In its entirety, this read was equally as harrowing as it was beautiful. Each piece an unflinching expose of the poet's deepest thoughts and emotions, woven with raw honesty and lyrical grace, resonating with power, purpose, and profound impact. And Girls, Etc. by Rhiannon Elizabeth, masterfully tapped into the real. A collection that captures the complex tapestry of emotions woven into familial bonds, brutal and tender all at once, each piece exploring the familiar, crafted with honesty and emotional clarity, and drawing the reader ever closer to the heart of the poet. So I'd like to announce that the winner of the Wales Book of the Year poetry category is Girls, Etc. Rhiannon Elizabeth.
Wow. Firstly, what an amazing shortlist this year, all these women dominating. And at a time like this, people usually say this is like a dream come true, but to be in a room full of dominating women really is a dream come true for me. So, yeah, just thank you to the judges. Don't know why you picked it, but thank you. Thank you to Broken Sleep Books. People have been thanking their mum, but my mum chose to go to bingo tonight instead. But there we go. But mostly thank you to all the terrible girls that inspired this book. Wouldn't been able to do without you, so cheers. Thank you.
Llongyfarchiadau, congratulations to you, Rhian, and Broken Sleep Books. Mae fel sy'n ni wedi hedfan trwy'r categori yma heno. It feels like we're whizzing through these categories this evening. A dim ond un categori sydd ar ôl i'w ddatgelu, cyn symud ymlaen at wobrau barn y bobl, a'r brif wobr Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025. Braf yw croesawu'r beirniad nesaf i'r llwyfan to tell us more about the Welsh Language Children and Young People's Award supported by Cronfa Elw Park Jones. Please welcome to the stage Hamad Rind.
Diolch yn fawr. Noswaith dda. Mae'r ceisiadau ar gyfer categori plant ac phobl ifanc eleni wedi bod yn rhagorol. Mae gennym 3 llyfr arbennig ar y rhestr fer. Cymru Balch Ifanc a olygwyd gan Llyr Titus a Megan Angharad Hunter. Llyfr amserol a phwysig sy'n rhannu profiadau pobl ifanc cwya yng Nghymru gan gynnig cyngor ac arweiniad i'r rhai sydd ar deithiau tebyg. Arwana Swtan ar Sgodyn Od gan Angie Roberts a Dyfan Roberts, stori ddoniol yn seiliedig ar hen chwedl o Gaernarfon sydd yn cynnwys môr forwyn sy'n hollol wahanol i'r rhai a byddwn ni'n darllen amdanyn nhw fel arfer. Mae hi'n ddoniol, yn feiddgar ac yn realistig. Redyn, Merlin y Mawn gan Myrddin ap Dafydd, stori deimladwy am gyfeillgarwch anhebygol rhwng bachgen ifanc a Merlin yn cynnig cipolwg ar hanes Cymru. Mae'r llyfr buddigol yn llawn chwerthin ac yn cyffwrdd â themau pwysig fel hunaniaeth, cysylltiad a'r angen dynol i berthyn. Mae'r llyfr yn cyflwyno'r syniadau hyn mewn ffordd dyner a hygyrch. Mae'n cynnig chwerthin a mewn welediad gan ei wneud yn brofiad ystyrlon i ddarllenwyr ifanc ac nid mor ifanc. Rwy'n hapus iawn i gyhoeddi mae enillydd y categori plant a phobl ifanc a gefnogir gan Gronfa Elw Park Jones yw Arwana Swtan ar Sgodyn Od gan Andy Roberts a Dyfan Roberts.
ddim disgwyl hwn. Dwi'n teimlo fel petai fy top ym mhen wedi agor a adar yn hedfan allan. Anyway, diolch i Lynyddiaeth Cymru, diolch i'r cyhoeddwyr, Gwasg y Bwthyn, a diolch yn arbennig i fy merch Efa Dyfan am ei lluniau hynod o ddigri, ac i fy ngŵr Dyfan Roberts am ei arbenigedd o Acen, Caernarfon. Mil subsident. So, pam dwi'n sgwennu i blant? Swn i'n gallu deud bod llenyddiaeth i blant yn datblygu yn bwysig iawn mwyn datblygu dychymyg ac empathi plant. Ond yn y bon dwi'n sgwennu achos bod gennyn nhw gymaint i ddysgu i ni. Mewn ysgolion cynradd ledled Gwynedd a Sir Fôn, dwi wedi cael fy ysbrydoli gan y pethau, gan eu gallu nhw i feddwl tu allan y bocs. Am ei synwyr cry o degwch sy'n rhoi gobaith i mi yn y byd sydd ohoni heddiw. Nhw wedi'r cwbl ydy'r dyfodol. Diolch o galon.
Llongyfarchiadau gwresog i chi Angie a Dyfan, ac i ddarlunydd y gyfrol Efa Dyfan, ac wrth gwrs i Wasg y Bwthyn. Ymlaen â ni nawr at y wobr Saesneg. Next up is the English Language Children and Young People's Award, and I'm delighted to welcome Judge Eloise Williams to present this award. Croeso, Eloise.
Thank you for the woos. I haven't even done anything, but they're very much appreciated. So the Children and Young People's category. It's been an honour to be part of the judging panel for Wales Book of the Year, but also one of the most difficult and sleepless night-inducing tasks I've had to face in my career. I am thrilled for the titles which made the shortlist, but haunted by many of those that didn't. And I know the judges in all the categories feel the same way. The competition was fierce. It was almost impossible to narrow the entries down. However, after lengthy discussion and heated debate, we shortlisted these 3 titles. Each has something incredibly special to offer. A History of My Weird by Chloe Hugh is an insightful and fascinating read. With a neurodivergent narrator, it covers many of the challenges faced by children today, whilst exuberantly celebrating individuality and difference and upholding the right of young people to be who they truly are. Fallout by Leslie Parr is a wonderful, moving story set in Wales in 1980, which tells of the main protagonist's true courage in forging his own path against the expectations of his criminal family and the label of troublemaker he has been given by others. It's gripping and heartfelt and powerful. Why Did My Brain Make Me Say It by Sarah Zimmern is a joyful debut collection of poems, delightfully inventive, playful and warm-hearted. It's quirky and witty and charming, and we're sure its humorous nature will be a pathway into a lifelong love of poetry for many young readers. All 3 books are worthy winners, but we had to choose one, which was very difficult. The winner of the Wales Book of the Year Children and Young People's category 2025 is A History of My Weird by Chloe Hugh.
I feel a bit of a fraud because I think we all know that to write a book is not just one person. So, yeah, diolch yn fawr to the judges and Literature Wales, but my biggest thanks go to Firefly, who are the independent publishers who have been publishing so much amazing children's writing for the children of Wales and beyond. particularly to Penny Thomas, who has always advocated such amazing books, and her team. To Hayley Fairhead, the editor, who managed to help me through this draft. Diolch yn fawr to Cyngor Llyfrau Cymru, the Welsh Books Council, because I'm also part of their project Rhyngom, which means that my book has been translated into Welsh hefyd. So Hanes y Hynodrwydd is the Welsh title. So Delyth Ifan, diolch yn fawr, Bethan Jones and Mared Llwyd, the cyfieithwyr. I hope I've said that right. Thank you to Veronica Caratello for the amazing artwork. And especially thank you to my family. We've had a lot of women writers up here today, and it's difficult. It's difficult sometimes to find the space for the things that you love and for the work that you want to create, and my family have always helped me with that. So thanks to Rose, Pete and Dylan. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Llongyfarchiadau, congratulations to you, Chloe, and your publisher, Firefly Press. Dyna ni wedi datgelu'r olaf o'n enillwyr o bob category. All the category winners have now been announced. Can we give them all another round of applause? Llongyfarchiadau. Mae'r ddwy wobr nesaf yn rhai gwahanol iawn, ond eithriadol o bwysig. Dyma gyfle I glywed barn y darllenwyr. Next, you will hear which books have been chosen by the readers in the Nation Cymru and Golwg 360 Independent People's Choice Awards. Yn dilyn cyhoeddi'r rhestr fer nôl y mis Mai, gwahoddwyd y cyhoedd I badleisio am ei hoff lyfr ymhlith y rhestr fer. Since announcing the shortlist in May, the votes have been flooding in, and shortly we'll hear from representatives of both organisations to reveal the news. Rhowch groeso cynnes I gynrychiolwyr y ddau sefydliad sy'n trefnu'r gwobrau annibynnol yma. Let's give a warm welcome to representatives from both organisations, Golwg 360 and Nation Cymru, as they announce this year's winners. Yn gyntaf, o Golwg 360, rhowch groeso mawr I Rhys Owen.
Noswaith bawb, good evening. First of all, llongyfarchiadau bawb sydd wedi ennill. Mae wedi bod yn ysbrydoledig I gael gweld pawb yn llwyddo heddiw a braint mawr gael bod yma I gynrychioli Golwg 360 ar gyfer Llyfr y Flwyddyn hefyd. So, ga I ddechrau drwy ddweud pa mor braf ydi cael bod yma yn y Sherman heno fel rhan o'r seremoni. Ar ran tîm Golwg 360, diolch yn fawr iawn I Llenyddiaeth Cymru am y cyfle I gynnal y pleidlais barn y bobl ar ein gwasanaeth yn eleni. Mae hon yn bartneriaeth hir-hoedlog, rydyn ni'n falch iawn ohoni, ac roedd hi'n wych gallu rhoi sylw heiddiannol i'r holl gyfrolau ar y rhestr unwaith eto. Rydyn ni'n falch iawn o gydweithio eto eleni gydag Adran Celf Prifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant hefyd. Awel Mari, artist sydd yn ei blwyddyn olaf yn astudio cwrs darlunio yn yr adran sy'n gyfrifol am greu y darn gelf, dwi'n meddwl, da ni'n gallu gyd y cytuno, sydd yn wych heddiw a dwi'n siŵr fydd o'n cael ei werthfawrogi gan pwy bynnag sy'n ennill. Mae'r gwaith celf mae Awel yn canolbwyntio ar syniadau ffeministaidd a dylunio cymeriadau hefyd. Ar gyfer gwobr barn y bobl, mae wedi gweithio mewn cyfrwng digidol gan arbrofi gyda dulliau anghonfersiynol o fynegi Cymreictod a diwylliant ffeministaidd hefyd. Felly, ymlaen at y bleidlais, roedd yn gystadleuaeth yn un boblogaidd fawr eto eleni. A'r tro hwn, roedd yna enillydd clir wedi dod i'r brig. Felly, mae o'n pleser heno I gyhoeddi mae enillydd pleidlais barn y bobl ydy Fi a fo gan Gwen o Gwilym.
diolch yn fawr, mae hon yn golygu gymaint gan bod pobl wedi pleidleisio, so diolch o galon i pawb nath gymryd yr amser i bleidleisio. A diolch i pawb sydd wedi cefnogi a rhannu'r nofel ers i gael ei chyhoeddi. Fedrai'm deud faint mae'n olygu. Diolch.
Am arbennig llongyfarchiadau mawr i ti Gwenno ac i Wasg y Bwthyn sy'n cael noson brysur iawn heno. Da iawn chi. Congratulations to Gwenno and to Wasg y Bwthyn. Next, to reveal the winner of the Nation Cymru's People's Choice Award, please welcome, give a warm welcome, rhowch groeso mawr a chynnes i'r hyfryd John Gower.
Noswaith dda, good evening. As we've seen this evening, the shortlists in English underline the variety and vitality of writing in Wales. We have poetry, which is accessible and pushes the form. We have superb writing for younger readers. We have novels which take us from remote Scottish islands to dark passages in German history. And of course we have histories of landscape and memoirs which plunge very deeply into the personal. It's given us, as reviewers in Nation Cymru, reward and great pleasure to review all of the books on the shortlists and also to host the People's Choice Award. And this year we had a record number of people casting votes. We had 2,000 people pretty much all casting votes. We have to give an award, and the award is a rather excellent book. It's a very beautiful volume. In 1587, a man called Thomas Churchyard wrote a long poem called The Worthiness of Wales. It was reprinted in the 18th century. The winner this evening will take away a copy which came from the late Roland Mathias's library. It is appropriate, therefore, that the winner of the Nation Cymru People's Choice Award is a poet, and I'm pleased to announce, in fact, very pleased to announce, that it's Rhian Elizabeth with Girls Etc.
What's going on? I don't understand. Yeah, thanks to all the people that voted, which I know is mostly like the lesbians on Instagram, but they're a very loyal bunch. I just wanted to dedicate, on a serious note, dedicate this award to a friend of a lot of us in this audience, Fizzy Ope. She passed away recently, and I know she would be here tonight, probably really shocked that I won these awards. But yeah, so this is for Fizzy. Thank you.
Fantastic, huge congratulations to you, Rhian, and your dedication to the lovely late Fizzy, and to Broken Sleep Books for the second time tonight. Cyn symud ymlaen at y brif wobr, rwy'n falch o gael y cyfle i groesawu cyfarwyddwr gweithredol Llenyddiaeth Cymru i ddweud gair. Before we move on to the final announcements of the evening, I'm pleased to welcome to the stage Literature Wales' Executive Director, Claire Furlong.
Diolch o galon Cardiff am y croeso ac am arwain y noson mor arbennig i ni heno. You've made it one to remember and I'm feeling underdressed now. It's been a really emotional evening, actually. I always forget from the last year how emotional it is and to see how much it means to all the writers who've won tonight. But I'd like to take a moment to congratulate all of the shortlisted writers this year and actually all of the writers that were submitted. Every year, I'm really thankful I'm nowhere near the judging process. I'd be like Oprah up here. You'd have a prize, you'd have a prize. Everyone would go home with a prize because there are so many fantastic books written in the last year in Wales. To put it in context, in the English language fiction category this year, we had over 50 entries, which Carol had to read all of them. And some of my favourite books from 2024 didn't make it through. And I appreciate this can be really disheartening for writers when shortlists are announced. They put their blood, sweat and tears into that work. But to me, it shows the strength that we have of Welsh writing. At Literature Wales, our aim for the awards is not just to crown the winners, but to shine a light on that talent and bring it to a wider audience. The 8 judges you've heard from tonight deserve a massive thank you. It's such a tough job to pick a winner, and I know you've all worked really hard to give each submission the care and attention it deserved. Diolch o galon am y gwaith galed. But thank you. Thank you, judges. I hope everyone is enjoying themselves this evening. It seems as if there's lots of you I only see once a year. We last saw each other having a gin up in Carnarvon last year. So I thought I should spend a quick moment saying what Literature Wales has been up to since you last saw me. You'll be pleased to know we've not turned into an investment bank or anything. We're doing what we always do, supporting writers to develop their creative and professional skills and supporting them to work in communities, such as in schools and healthcare settings. A few of my personal highlights this year have been a commission from our National Poet of Wales, the indomitable Hanan Issa, or actually Dr. Hanan, following her honorary doctorate last week. Well deserved. She had a wonderful commission laid out in brick around the new COVID memorial woodland in Nghaerdydd, which will be there for generations to come. We also had Alex Wharton, our current Children's Laureate of Wales, walking around Ynys Môn, visiting schools along the way to teach children about their environment through poetry. And it made me wish that I was a child in Ynys Môn, to be honest. What an experience. We spent a lot of time this year working internationally and strengthening our partnerships with organisations like UNIC, which has led to a residency at Tynewydd for Welsh and European writers working in minoritised languages, which is a really special opportunity to give space and time to writers with more in common than they have differences, which is very important, I think, in our current times. One thing this year I've really seen is how our writer development programme representing Wales is starting to have this long-term impact that we dreamt about. We launched the 5th cohort this year and are starting to see this impact with writers meeting the goals they set at the start that were wild dreams maybe 5 years ago. For example, Anthony Shapland has published the gorgeous Room Above a Shop with Granta. I see he's brought the fan club in tonight, of which I'm a fully paid up member. And Sioned Erin Hughes was on Representing Wales and has been on the shortlist this evening. They're just 2 examples from many, and over the next year we'll be celebrating a lot of successes from the programme. And finally, some of my personal, best bit of my job really, is going round to our events and communities funded through the Inspiring Communities Fund. There's hundreds of events every year, and over the last 12 months, we've had over 30 that featured the shortlisted writers from last year's awards, supported by the Books Council of Wales, which gave all these writers an opportunity to meet the readers and, crucially, sell a few books along the way. And we look forward to repeating that this year. And of course, can't have a highlight without mentioning the football, can we? On the pitch, but off the pitch, Sarah did us proud. Well, the team did us proud as well, but Sarah, you did us proud. And it was lovely to have Welsh culture as part of the celebrations out in Switzerland. Wales Book of the Year isn't a Literature Wales project. It's a real team effort. And it doesn't happen without many of you in the room tonight. We have the publishers, the agents and the publicists who tirelessly work to support their writers, the booksellers and the libraries who have such wonderful displays, and the festival and event organisers who celebrate the shortlisted writers throughout the year. It's no exaggeration to say that the awards would not have the impact they do without all of these pieces of the jigsaw coming together, so really thankful for all of your work. We're also hugely grateful to our funders and supporters. This year, we're really thrilled that Cardiff University have extended their sponsorship to both the School of Welsh and the School of English Communications and Philosophy, and they're supporting the 2 overall prizes later this evening. Beyond funding, we're also working with them on a new module about literary prizes in Wales. So some of the judges' words from tonight will be inspiration for the students as they judge their own fictional book of the year. And then we have our category supporters, the Rhys Davies Trust and Cronfa Ella Park Jones, whose generosity makes these prizes possible. And new for this year, we have Hadio and HSJ Accountants, who've both helpfully supplied us with services in kind, improving our efficiency and finance systems, meaning we've got more funds and more energy to spend on developing writers, which is what we're here to do. If you run a small business or charity, trust me, you need Hadio and HSJ. Wrth gwrs, dyn ni'n ddiolchgar iawn y Cyngor Cylfyddyddau Cymru a Llywodraeth Cymru am eu cefnogaeth barhaus, ac y Gyngor Llyfrau Cymru sy'n darparu cymorth ac y sicrhau bod llyfrau ar y rest y fer wedi eu stocio mewn siopau llyfrau lleol ar draws Cymru. Hefyd, ein partneriaid cyfrangu, BBC Cymru Wales, Nation Cymru, Golwg 360, AM a Buffoon Media sy'n ein helpu i rannu llawenydd ymhell ac agos. Hoffwn i gymryd eiliad i dathlu y tlysau arbennig wedi eu creu gan Angharad Pierce Jones. A diolch i Alaw Edwards a Catherine McShane am y gwasanaethau gwych. Ac ein partneriaid Seremoni, Penderyn a Glamorgan Brewery sy'n sicrhau y gallwn ni dathlu mewn stael. I've had to not have any yet, but afterwards. Yn olaf, hoffwn i dweud diolch o galon y tîm Llenyddiaeth Cymru. Bob un ohonyn nhw'n weithgar ac ymroddedig. Yn benodol, hoffwn i diolch i Mirain, Alice a Owen sydd wedi gweithio mor galed ar y gobau eleni. Mae ceisiadau a gyfer gobau blwyddyn nesaf agor yn mis Medi, felly bydd ganddyn nhw gwbl o wythnosau ymlacio cyn dechrau popeth eto. Dwi'n siŵr bod pawb yn awyddus i glywed pa llyfrau sy'n ennill y prif wobrau heno. Felly, heb odi pellach, dwi'n basio nôl i Carys. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Diolch yn fawr iawn i ti, Claire. Wel, nawr te. Mae'r awr fawr wedi cyrraedd. Mae'r amser wedi dod i ni'n gael clywed pa lyfr sy'n cipio teitl Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025. The time has come to hear which Welsh language book receives the prestigious Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025 title. Mae'r brif wobr Gymraeg eleni wedi noddi gan Ysgol y Gymraeg, Prifysgol Caerdydd. The main Welsh Language Award is sponsored by Cardiff University School of Welsh, a rwy'n siŵr bod chi fel fi yn ysu clywed pwy sy'n ennill. And I'm sure that you all, like me, can't wait to discover who tonight's winner will be. On behalf of the judging panel, please welcome back to the stage Gwen Llian Ellis. Croeso nôl.
Mae'r enillwyr categori ar llyfrau ar yr holl restrau byrion yn dyst i bŵer lenyddiaeth gyfoes. Da ni wedi cael yn tywys gyda gofal a chariad a hiwmor drwy leoliadau, perthnasau a chymeriadau rhyfeddol o gig a gwaed ac o'r dychymyg, gan awduron rydym yn gyfarwydd â hwy ac awduron newydd sbon. Mae'n gasgliad hynod o gryf ac yn adlewyrchu amrywiaeth o leisiau a phrofiadau. A gyda'i gilydd, maen nhw'n dangos cyfoeth crefft lenyddol heddiw ar nifer o ffyrdd mae awduron yn gwthio ffinia. Llongyfarchiadau eto iddynt oll. A fysa sawl un o'r enillwyr wedi gallu cipio'r brif wobr, ond roedd na un o'r cyfrola wir wedi aros efo ni, ymhell ar ôl cau y cloria. Oherwydd yr ysgrifennu, yr ymdriniaeth unigryw o brofiadau pwysig bywyd, a gan fod yr awdur wedi llwyddo i'n cynnal o'r linell gyntaf i'r dudalen olaf, fy mraint ydy cyhoeddi mae prif enillydd gwobr Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025 a noddir gan Ysgol y Gymraeg Prifysgol Nghaerdydd ydy Camu gan Iola Ynyr, llongyfarchiadau mawr.
Diolch o galon, dwi'n gwybod be i ddweud. Dwi'n siŵr os nes i ddiolch i'r lolfa gyna, o'n i'n gymaint o sioc, ond diolch o galon i'r lolfa. A just diolch i fod yn rhan o gymuned mor bwerus, mor fenywaidd, mor agored i dderbyn merched fatha ni sydd ddim yn brofiadol yn y maes ac i wneud hynny efo'r ffasiwn anogaeth a chynhesrwydd. A dwi'n teimlo'n breintiedig iawn. Diolch yn fawr i Llenyddiaeth Cymru sydd wastad wedi'n nghefnogi a i'r beirniad hefyd. Diolch o galon.
Llongyfarchiadau enfawr i ti Iola ac i wasg y lolfa. Camu yw Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025. Mae Iola yn enw cyfarwydd iawn o fewn y celfyddydau yma yng Nghymru fel awdur, dramodydd, cyfarwyddwr a holysydd gweithdai cyfranogol, ac mae Camu yn gyfres o ysgrifau hunangofiannol personol iawn sy'n dilyn ei thaith at wellhad ac yn lledaenu neges bwysig iawn i ni gyd i gweld gwerth yn ein hunain. Warmest congratulations to Iola and to Ololfa. This is such an achievement. Nawr ymlaen â ni at wobr olaf y noson, y brif wobr Saesneg. This year's English Language Wales Book of the Year Award is sponsored by Cardiff University School of English, Communication and Philosophy. On behalf of the English Language Judging Panel, it's a pleasure to welcome back Carol Burns, to reveal which book will take home the overall English Language Award, earning the title of Wales Book of the Year 2025. Croeso nôl, Carol.
Wow, here we are. Very, very exciting. Let me first, on behalf of all the English language judges, congratulate the writers shortlisted and our 4 winners. This is a significant professional and personal accomplishment, so I hope all of them and everyone else celebrate for many weeks to come. We 4 judges have a special knowledge of what an accomplishment this is because we read all this year's books, 126 entries overall in English, each impressive for its individual voice and story. What a pleasure it was to read those books and to witness the high quality of literature coming out of Wales. Our judging panel, I suspect, might have gained a reputation in Literature Wales for moving, well, very deliberately, slowly, Lit Wales might have thought, as we made our choices. But strangely, that process made the final decision quite easy. We all loved this book for its story, for its ambition, for its sentences, for its relevance to our world today. Excellence is always the only criteria in the end for a prize, and that's true for this winning book too. But I could not resist thinking about how this is a Welsh book. It is not set in Wales, but when you have a minister who has left his church on ethical grounds, a wife who acts as a moral compass, a man who insists on keeping his language and staying on his land, even if that land's in Scotland, I'd say it's a Welsh book. And also the winner of this year's overall prize, sponsored by Cardiff University School of English Communication and Philosophy. And so a huge congratulations again to Karis Davis, author of this year's winning book, Clear.
Thank you so much. This is amazing. And thank you, Carol, for putting into words everything that I've felt myself about this novel. That yes, in a way, it is a Welsh novel, and what I was saying before about language has been at the heart of this all through, and languages being pushed out by bigger, bossier languages. So thank you everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you to my brother and my sister-in-law for being here. Thank you. This is amazing. Thank you.
Amazing. Llongyfarchiadau enfawr I ti, Caris. A huge congratulations to Caris and Granta Publications. Caris is no stranger to Wales Book of the Year. And now she has one more well-deserved trophy to add to her collection as the winner of Wales Book of the Year 2025. Clear is a marvel of storytelling and an exquisite short novel. Congratulations. A dyna ni wedi cyrraedd diwedd y seremoni. Rwy'n siŵr y byddwch chi'n cytuno ein bod ni'n lwcus iawn o'n diwydiant llenyddol ni yng Nghymru. A'n bod ni gyd yn hynod o ddiolchgar i'r awduron, i'r gweisg, i'r siopau llyfrau a'r llyfrgelloedd a phob un sy'n cyfrannu i wneud cyhoeddi campweithiau fel hyn yn bosib. I'm sure you will agree that it has been lovely to have an opportunity to celebrate Welsh literature this evening. We are extremely lucky to have so many fantastic writers, publishers, bookshops, libraries, and I'm sure you will join me in thanking everyone who contributes towards our unique literary scene here in Wales. Gai ddiolch yn fawr iawn I bawb sydd wedi gwneud y noson yma yn bosib. Thank you very much to everybody who has made this wonderful evening possible. Diolch I staff y Sherman, Buffoon Media ac Am, to Sarah McGreedy for her brilliant performance, I Ala Waleri a Catherine McShane am y gwasanaethau cyfieithu. Thank you both for your translation services, ac I siop llyfrau Caban and our media partners BBC Cymru Wales. I would also like to thank whoever put the fan backstage for me. You didn't see me being the poor man's Beyonce in the wings. An inflatable poor man's Beyonce. It's like a big pink velvet tent. You could have pulled up a couple of chairs and had your fortunes read. Ond wrth gwrs, cyn gadael, licen I ddiolch I chi gyd y gynulleidfa am ymuno heno ac am eich cefnogaeth. And before we depart and continue having a marvellous time, thank you all for joining us at the Sherman, whether you came along in the flesh or via magical electronic means. Mae croeso mawr I chi gyd ddathlu, barhau I ddathlu y darn gorau, a chael noson i'w chofio, neu ddim i'w chofio, a dibynnu pa mor wyllt eith pethau. The night is young, and so are we. So let's continue to celebrate our winners and nominees in true Welsh fashion. The bar is open, the bookshop is selling, the music will be playing, and I hope all of the writers will live up to their good names and have a ruckus time. There's a lot of celebrating to get on with. Mwynhewch bob eiliad gan lyngyfarch a sgwrsio gyda'r awduron. Mae wedi bod yn bleser cyflwyno Llyfr y Flwyddyn 2025. It's been an honour to host Wales Book of the Year this evening. Thank you all. Diolch yn fawr a mwynhewch eich noson. Diolch yn fawr.